Hello and good evening. And today we are going to do another episode of Puppet Counter. So let's see. So with the last video I did, we read the prologue. Girl has a tough day at work. She walks in the bar, meets set of men in said bar, and now we get to pick a route. And we get to see which one of these gentlemen we are going to get to know. Excuse me while it's transmitting. And here's an ad. So let's see. Main story. And here we have the character selection. By the way, I'm going to butcher the hell out of these names, so I do apologize for that, and please forgive me. So we got Yuzi, and focuses on his job a little bit too seriously because of certain events in his past. He's uncomfortable around women. Okay, so he's the shy type. We have Hideki, charming but a bit of an airhead. If there was a woman around, he naturally winds up next to her, more cunning than he looks. And then we have Soichiro, a calm gentleman who's good at listening. Normally, he's just an observer. But once you get to know him, okay. And then we got Mamoru, always in a good mood, but has a mysterious air about him. He's a gentleman who isn't afraid to go on the offensive to get what he wants. A go-getter, I like that. And here we go, Hodo, a seemingly gentle man who has a way with words, treats life like a game. So, what are these? What's this? Oh, it tells us a little bit more about each character. Here's Yuzi. Oh, okay. He is a CAO, and he's a producer of women's innerwear. Serious, polite, and puts his job above everything else. Okay. And we have Mamoru, a civil lawyer with 11 years of experience. Hey. Has a bright personality, can easily strike up a conversation with anyone. And we got Hideki, a police officer who works in the public safety department and is often concerned with cases involving younger people. Okay. Ooh, and then we have Hodo, a popular writer under the pen name Kaida Yukihiko. I guess I'm going to butcher these names. And he lectures at a college. And then we got Soichiro, a calm gentleman who runs a bar named The Adore. On the quiet side, but a good listener. Oh, okay. So, let's see. Let's try Any, Mini, Miny, Mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Any, Mini, Miny. Let's go with Mr. Charming. Okay. We'll go with Charming. Whew. I'm beat. I dragged my feet along as I walked home. My boss had me in a bad mood again today, and I've been stuck working overtime until late. I checked my watch. An hour was nearly on the 11th mark. A rumbling sound came from my stomach. I was so hungry, too. Just when I was about to decide to grab some fast food, something suddenly popped into my mind. The bar that I happened to stop into the other day. They should still be open at this hour. I turned and started back the way that I came, with slightly lighter with a gait in my walk. I was sure I'd find what I was looking for at the Adore. Good evening. called out a quiet greeting, a small nervous smile on my face, just when I slid up to the counter without being noticed. That voice sent a tingle of anxiety up my spine. It took all my bravery to turn around and look. Oh, I am. Mamu. Okay. A small giggle slipped from my lips. In spite of my earlier nervousness, I was starting to enjoy myself. My gaze met at the half-confused looking Heideki. What could I do? This was too funny. I'm sorry for laughing like that. I was just a little nervous when I got here. But I started thinking that maybe there was no need to be nervous, and I thought it was funny. Do you guys mind if I join you? Just as we were in the middle of a happy starting to a toast to my return to the bar, something embarrassing happened. A loud growl came from my stomach. Oh. I could feel my face blushing bright red. God, what is wrong with me? Just as I finally gotten comfortable, my stomach had betrayed me. It was true that I hadn't had anything to eat in a while. But why did this have to happen now? Yes? Yes? I was sure everyone was now disgusted with me. Unable to look at anyone in the eye, I dropped my head in shame. Just when all we had been having such a good time. When I looked up at his face in confusion, I saw a broad grin across his face. What does? I'm just much slower at my job than everybody else. Huh? Heideki. The back and forth was too much like a comedic performance that I couldn't help but smiling. Thank you so much for everything. Everyone, I feel much better now. We smiled and chatted as Heideki walked me home. I had ended up not drinking a single drop of alcohol. Heideki had refused to let me, instead that I'd better not because I had work tomorrow. But he may have been right, mostly because of my fatigue. I wasn't feeling at all well. That was a lot of fun. To be honest, I've been struggling lately, so it was a good distraction. Hearing him say that nonchalantly made me a little bit flustered. He'd actually been hoping to see me again, huh? Oh wow, what do we do? Oh no, I don't know what to do. Okay, do we ask him out? Do we not say anything? I mean, he was expecting to see us or hoping to see us. I don't know. Oh, damn it, man. Okay, let's. Hmm. I didn't say anything. Yeah. So am I? Um. With those last words, Heideki left. I replayed our conversation over and over in my head, wondering what he'd be thinking. A few days had passed after that. I was filled with a sense of freedom after getting my new perspective on work. All my hard work had paid off. My boss had finally recognized and praised my efforts. That made me think of Heideki. I wondered how he was doing. The fact that we'd only met twice suddenly crossed my mind. I thought of him often, his grown-up easygoingness and his boyish smile. And with every thought, it made me want to see him again. Just as I was pondering all those things, I thought I saw the very man I'd been thinking about. Heideki? I instantly called out his name. Sorry for shouting at you so suddenly like that. The man I caught sight of turned out to be Heideki after all. I was so happy to see him without thinking I invited him out to the cafe, but then I thought, you obviously don't have the day off today, do you? Yep, he was in the middle of a workday. I should have realized it sooner. How could I be so stupid? I hate myself for the thoughtlessness. I really had to work on that. I'm so hopeless. I only ever think of myself. There I go, asking you out without even considering you. I just been hoping to see you again all this time, and I was really glad to run into you. But I didn't even stop to think that you might be working. I just feel so stupid sometimes. Yes? Huh? Oh. Remember what I just said? I felt my cheeks grow red. What was I saying? I immediately looked down at my feet. How embarrassing. When I looked up, my eyes met Hideki's, a big smile spreading across his face. I panicked and I looked down again. Oh no, what should I do now? My heart's pounding so loudly in my chest. Oh, what? I looked up at the guy's questions. I hadn't been listening at all. What was this about a boyfriend? Uh, my boyfriend? What? Without resolving my confusion, the two guys started bickering like usual. They must be really good friends. But never mind that. Excuse me. I didn't ask Haruki out on a date. Also, I don't have a boyfriend either. The two men looked at me with surprise and doubt. Don't look so surprised. I really don't have one. I pushed my urge back to cower away and continued speaking. No, I don't. Mamoru's voice dropped low as he whispered. Huh? What is this guy thinking? It's been a long time since I've finished work this early. It was Friday night and I actually left work on time for once. I was in a great mood. I wasn't that tired, so I thought maybe I'd go out to eat with some friends. Or... Heidiki's face came to mind. Last time he left so suddenly, just what was he going to say? I remembered back at what Heideki said that day. Wait a minute, did Heideki like me? My face turned bright red at the mere thought. I shook my head. That was impossible. I was still a kid compared to him. He'd never want to hang out with me, and he made that joke. As I walked along, conflicted with my thoughts, I suddenly realized I was front of the other. My body was surprisingly honest about where I really wanted to go. It was still early, but it looked like the bar was open. I opened the door as if being sucked in. Hello? Huh? No one's here. But then why would the door have been open? I glanced at my watch. It was slightly before the hour the bar could be opening. But today there was an unusual, delicious smell coming from somewhere. I put my things down on the counter and I followed the scent. It sounded like there was someone in the kitchen in the back. I carefully peeked inside. Sarutro. The man standing there, an apron over his suit, was Heideki. Oh, Heideki! What are you doing in there? Heideki? Cooking? It's so unexpected. I don't even know what to say. Huh? Oh, sorry. I do? I started to blush. So, what he was saying was that he wanted us to be... I stopped at that thought in its tracks. What nonsense was I thinking now? I was nothing more than a cute little girl to him. I bet your wife would be happy to hear you saying that. Not that you'd be interested in me like that anyway, though. Saying it out loud made me feel sad. What was I talking about? Huh? Used to. I felt my heart unwittingly speed up at his words. He wasn't married, so maybe I... Just as if he read my mind, Heideki spoke with a serious look on his face. Oh no, what should I do? He had obviously changed the subject to ease my discomfort. Heideki was really a nice guy. The more I learned about him, the more all of a sudden, there was a loud crash. Ah! The lights also went out. Being located underground, Adair was immediately plunged into darkness. It looks like the power's out. I spoke in the direction where I thought Hideki was, but there was no reply. Hideki? What's going on? Something didn't feel right. Wanting to find him, I groped around in my bag for my phone. The only thing I could hear was the faint sound of Hideki's breath. Something was obviously wrong. Hideki. Hideki! Hideki, are you okay? I received no answer to my question. What on earth could have happened? I finally found my cell phone. Barely visible in the dim light, I finally caught sight of Hideki. Whew, thank goodness. But my relief quickly changed into fear. His face was deathly pale. His body was trembling. He didn't look okay at all. Hideki, why are you shivering? Yes, you obviously are. I timidly reached out my hand and touched his body. His body jumped, startled at my touch. His brow was furrowed as he struggled to catch his breath, obviously in some sort of trouble. Was he scared? It's okay, Hideki. I'm here just... I pulled him into a hug. I could feel his racing pulse. I gently rubbed his back up and down like I would soothe a child. What should I do? How could I stop his shaking? Hideki started to speak, his words fragmented by haggling pulses. I tightened my arms around him. As he spoke, Hideki tried to free himself from my embrace, but I clung on to him even tighter. Please, don't lie to me right now. I'm so worried about you. My hand? Before I even had time to hold it out, Hideki had grabbed onto my hand. His palm was ice cold. I had the impulse to wrap my hand in both of mine, but I didn't get the chance. Hideki pulled my hand and placed it on his chest. I can now directly feel the beats of his thumping heart. I could feel my face steadily growing redder. Obviously he was lying to me, but by the way he was staring into my eyes, it would be easy enough to believe him. Please, stop trying to trick me. I'm honestly worried about you. I looked at Hideki's face as he tried to force a smile, despite the pained look on his face. The reason he was in so much pain was me? I frantically suppressed my urge to press him for the truth. This man wasn't ready for that. I'll let you get away with it for now, but... The light from my cell phone died out, but I was still strongly aware of Hideki's presence. I was wrapped in the scent of tobacco from a cigarette he had been smoking. I Sejuro Sid returned and flipped a switch in the breaker to get the power back on. Apparently there had been too many electric cooking appliances on at the same time. Hideki was pretending like nothing had happened at all. But I remember everything. I remember the agony he had been as I felt his heartbeat on my palm. As it was wrong for me to be so curious about what happened. I wanted to know more about him. I wanted to find out what had made this carefree, smiling man so scared. I wanted to help him. I'm fine. Oh, no, it's okay. Hideki stroked my head as he spoke. His hand is still trembling ever so slightly. Hideki. I couldn't help but worry that crept into my voice. Hideki got a look of shame on his face and turned away. After talking to Soichiro, Hideki went outside without a second backward glance at me. I watched him go until he was out of sight. I wanted him to turn around to look at me one more time with that intense gaze. Do you know something, Soichiro? What is it? And yes, we would like to save. I hope I hit the right button. Anyhow, that includes episode 2 of Pub Encounter. And we'll see why was he so scared of dark? What's going on with him? And he does seem quite charming. So we will continue in the next video. Anywho, toodles!